In today's video, we deal with a very profound question. What is the purpose of life? Now, this is a question that many have tried to deal with throughout the ages, from the ancient Indians in the Upanishads to the Greeks, to modern times and modern thought leaders as well. But the question continues to vex us. Why is this question so hard to understand or perhaps to answer? Well, there's a reason for that. And in this video, we discuss why this question is problematic to begin with. In fact, why is it almost virtually impossible for all of us, or most of us, to live a life with a singular purpose? For starters, one could say that most of us have multiple purposes. But for the sake of convenience, at least for this video, we clump these purposes into two. A major purpose, what I like to call a major macro purpose, and a minor micro purpose. What these two purposes are and how one can go about achieving them in life, well, that is the purpose of this video. So stick around and watch this video to the very end. Like our content, subscribe to us, and let's begin. Have you ever wanted something really badly in life and felt like once you achieve that, you'll have everything you need and have everlasting happiness? Only to find out, once you actually have attained it, that there's something missing. It's not all that it's made out to be. And there's an emptiness that continues to kind of gnaw at you. Maybe it's a death in the family that made you feel empty. Maybe a loss of someone close by. Maybe it was a painful breakup in a relationship, which is not all that uncommon in our world. Whatever it was, this kind of shakes you up and leaves you wondering, what's the point of it all? What's it all about? What is the meaning of life? And this search for meaning is the quintessential element of the human condition. It's existed forever. And humans have gone to all lengths trying to find out the meaning of life. And research today suggests that those living with a purpose can find a very positive impact in their life, both physically and mentally. For example, even a small increase in one's sense of purpose can lead to reduced heart disease, reduced chances of stroke in adults. Similarly, a purposeful living can reduce stress levels. They can increase our general well-being, coping, and more positive life behaviors. Psychology tends to suggest that when there's a sense of purpose, it's not only got to do with the individual, which it impacts very powerfully, but also it has much to do with working with others, developing relationships. In other words, purposeful people tend to work together. And of course, if one has purpose, then one has meaning in life as well. But we go back to the original question. What is our purpose to begin with? And as we discussed earlier, there are two aspects to this. We have a micro purpose, an individual purpose, and a macro purpose, or a generalized purpose, a collective meaning that we all share. It's not unique to us, but it's kind of common. And this is that search for the eternal. It's sometimes referred to as self-realization, God realization, nirvana, call it what you will. It tends to manifest uniquely, though. Everyone tends to achieve this sense in their own way. The sense of self-realization. As we know, there are no two grains of sand alike. So what to speak of human beings? Everyone's personalities, temperaments, everything is unique. And so we try to achieve this eternal purpose uniquely as well. And this unique expression of this eternal purpose is what leads to our secondary, smaller purpose. It's kind of unique to us. The secondary purpose is what is unique. The primary purpose, no, it's common to all of us. Interestingly, the ancient wisdom and seers suggest that following and trying to pursue the greater purpose of self-realization invariably leads to finding a unique individual purpose as well. And that's why they encouraged it so much. And it's not always the other way around. So in case you think you know what you want in life and you found your vocation, sometimes it can happen that at the end of it, you've achieved what you wanted and you realize that, gosh, it's not really what you wanted at all. It is for this reason that spiritual traditions, like we discussed earlier, emphasize self-realization as the sole purpose of life. It is perhaps also for this reason that what we hold on to and cherish earlier in our lives, doesn't tend to have so much meaning later on in life. Maybe one of us wanted to be a doctor and or a lawyer or whatever, and after becoming that, we feel that, oh gosh, I wish I was an engineer to begin with. And so once we realize this duality of purpose of our human lives, the rest tends to fall into place. It's very important to realize this, the unique purpose, which is the lower purpose, and the higher common purpose. So we know that the greater purpose is to know ourselves. Everyone from the ancient Greeks to the ancient Hindus to modern people and sages suggest that. But the unique purpose, the individual purpose, is important too because it allows us to align with that larger purpose. And when that happens, life in itself becomes more meaningful and more positive. So we suggest 5 ways to do this. One way is to explore and expand your own horizon. Travel maybe, or try different kinds of foods, challenge your comfort zone. Second, be a lifelong learner. Maybe go back to school, pick up a skill, feel the joy of learning something new, and the satisfaction that comes with mastering a skill. Three, read books, watch informative videos like this one. A good book, in and of itself, is the lifeblood of a master spirit, said Milton. Fourth suggestion is to try self assessments. This is a great way to actually know about yourself, such as the Human Values Test by Schwartz or the Universal Spirituality Scale, which we developed to allow the individual seeker to know and to find benchmarks on the way. And also to know their spiritual type. It's kind of a fun quiz. We recommend you take it at our website, essentialspirituality.org. And the final generic way to finding your unique purpose is to work with others, as psychology suggests. Develop relationships, do some teamwork, maybe engage in team sports, play soccer, or whatever it takes. And so we've discussed generic ways to finding your unique purpose, but now we discussed 3 very powerful ways to unleashing your potential. These are the ultimate shortcuts, the secret sauce, if you will, to finding what your purpose is and how to achieve it. So, the first secret ingredient to the secret sauce is spiritual practice. We cannot emphasize this enough. Incorporate some spiritual routine in your daily life. Personal experience, as well as a lot of anecdotes and increasingly a lot of research, suggests that spiritual practice has a way of enabling creativity and unleashing hidden potential within the individual. Not just about generating ideas, but also about how to implement them. And this is so crucial to our living today. For example, the Beatles wrote some of their best work when they went on a spiritual meditation retreat with the Maharshi Mahesh Yogi in the Himalayas in India. How you can incorporate spirituality and spiritual practices as a daily routine in your life. For that, we have a video. It's listed above. Be sure to watch it. And it's also in the description. The second kind of a esoteric way of finding your unique purpose is through the use of Jyotish or Vedic astrology. This is a traditional method that has provided succor and insight to human life, especially Indian life, for generations. The ancient Hindu seers were experts at perceiving the needs of the human condition, and they came up with this brilliant method, the system called Vedic astrology or Jyotish. It's also called literally the eye of divinity, and in Sufi terms, it's related to the idea of qadar or fulfilling your destiny. And medieval Islamic societies were very deep into astrology, despite the censure that exoteric, external, mainstream authorities tend to put on astrology. The works of men like Al-Kindi and Al-Buni, and especially that of the great Sheikh, the Sheikh al-Akbar, Hazrat Ibn Arabi, are very, very famous in this regard. So, Jyotish suggests 4 important aspects to human life, 4 main parts of human life. The first is you're finding your unique purpose. This is what we're really talking about right now. It's called Swadharma. That's your the first aspect of life, which leads us to the second, which is having the resources to be able to fulfill this unique purpose or your Swadharma. The third aspect of life is actually finding the desire, the motivation, the skill, the will to attain that individual purpose. And finally, how it is tied into your general higher purpose of self realization. These are the 4 aspects or the Purushartha of human life. Moreover, Jyotish also can recommend ways to get out of pitfalls in your life journey. If you want a Jyotish analysis, we suggest you go to our website and fill out the form. The service is for free. Speaking of service, the third way to really let loose your potential and find your purpose is through service, serving others. As psychology tells us, working with others, serving others tends to have intrinsic benefits for the human being, for the individual. Kind of leads to empathy. When you volunteer with others, when you work with the local community, it brings a sense of satisfaction, brings a sense of empathy, and truly makes you realize that serving others is to know yourself. It's also an intrinsic element of what we do here at Essential Spirituality, and it is precisely for this reason that all of our work, including our videos, all the content, and our services are at no cost at all, completely free. So, with that, we end this video. Thank you so much for watching it. Thank you so much for being with us. Namaste and Salam Alaikum.